So with a standing ovation, I would like us to welcome
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Let us pray. Our Father and our God, we thank you and we bless your name. Thank you for these wonderful children, young men and women you have put under our care. We pray, Lord, that we will raise them to become outstanding global citizens. Pray, Lord, that the words we will share with them today will bring honor and glory to your name. That these words will abide in their hearts forever. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Somebody help me with that Bible. Please be seated. We are on live broadcast. The whole world is seeing you. The whole world is watching you. They are watching you from Europe, watching you from America, watching you from different parts of the world. And the reason we are doing this is to make sure that some errors are corrected. In fact, I'm going to be speaking to you about the error of Valentine. The error of Valentine. I'm going to take my bearing from Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. How many of you are new students here? This is your first year of being in this school. Can you raise up your hand? First year? Okay. Thank you so much. Welcome to Petra Christian Academy. Valuable as knowledge is? Again? Study.
Study to show yourself approved. A workman that delivers the truth.
10 friends.
10 friends cannot relate 10 friends for 10 years or they are fools.
Wonderful. Study to show yourself approved. A workman that need not be ashamed. Rightly dividing the word of truth. Secondly, study to show yourself approved. A workman that needs not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Thirdly, 10 friends will not remain friends for 10 years unless they are fools, because progress will separate them. There are enough seats, so if you don't have a seat, please kindly rearrange some seats. For those, if there is an overflow, you can sit outside. I'm so glad to speak to you today. I want to share some things with you. All of us can attend the same school, but our destinies will be different. There was a day on the 18th of January, you saw a convoy of cars coming to this place. They were my classmates in secondary school. This year makes it 50 years my class entered government college, Ogili. Amongst us in that convoy, we had multi-millionaires. We had doctors. We have a class prefect, a class head, or a class president that is an orthopedic surgeon. In that group that came, you had engineers that worked in oil companies that had traveled around the world. And we had people from different parts of the world who are in my class. So when I finish speaking to you, I tell you I will see you in New York, I will see you in San Francisco, I will see you in Germany. It is a reality. As we are seated here, what will determine what we will become will be based on the decisions we make and the choices we make. Amongst us, some of us have died. Rather unfortunately, some died because they burnt their candles from two ends. If you light your candle and you burn it from two ends, that is a problem. Amongst us that came, there were some that had not done very well. And they had not done very well, not because of anything. We had the same education, we had the same opportunities, the choices, the decisions, and the actions you will take will determine the outcome of your life. My wife's neighbor was among those who came. His father's compound was close to the compound, shared wall with the compound where my wife lived. And when he got here, he was amazed. He said, Dr. Apoki, you are a rich man. They should have charged you more. Even though I contributed more than $500,000 to the project that the class was executing of building a chemistry lab that is patterned after our lab downstairs. There are some key issues that are happening in your generation. Your generation is a generation that wants success without work. People want to succeed without working. That's why some of you now, after grooming you, you will run to go and do registration in some fake schools where you will cheat. But the truth of the matter is that experience has shown here that we don't cheat, and because we don't cheat, our results are credible, and most of those who finish from here do very well when they leave here. Your generation is a generation that wants to make money without work. That's why there's so much criminality, so much yahoo. I believe God that none of you is here. Because if you are here, I will expel you. I will drive you away. I work hard for my money. You will see they use my hillocks now to go and carry cassava stems. I am planting cassava that I will harvest. Any money you did not work for will turn to gravel in your mouth. It will fly away. You will regret it in old age. And so another thing that is happening.
Sorry. You're open. He said they should record it vertical because people are viewing and commenting now.
Okay, vertical.
Vertical.
So people are viewing from all over the world and they are commenting. Another thing that is happening is that people are using their girlfriends for rituals. 17-year-old boys, 18-year-old boys, who most probably just finished secondary school, deceived one of their girlfriends somewhere, beheaded her, and were cooking her head in a pot in a bid to make money. Your generation is a generation that does not want to work, but they want to enjoy what their fathers are enjoying. You want to stay in hotels. And the females are the major victims. From the whole of humanity, females have suffered most when a society degenerates. If there is war, females are raped. If there is war, females are killed. And so, I want to beg of you, please, don't join this your mad generation. This is a generation that wants to have sex outside marriage at very tender ages. There's a hotel near me there. You will see young girls with bomb shots. Young girls virtually naked. They are looking for men. Why? Your generation wants to eat rice without paying the price. Rice. Before you eat rice, there is a fee. There is a price. There is process. There are procedures that you must put into place before you eat rice. And so, I want to concentrate on Valentine today, because in a few days' time, there will be madness all over the world, insanity. If you go to Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. See to it that no one takes you captive through hollow and deceptive philosophy, which depends on human tradition and the elemental spiritual forces of this world rather than on Christ. The greatest choice you can make when you are young is to choose to follow Jesus Christ. I chose late. I became a Christian as a medical doctor. I became a Christian not because I was poor. I became a Christian not because I was hungry. I became a Christian because I had studied so many things. Can you put your head erect, you? I had studied so many things and found out that the reality of life is found in Christ. And so, it has affected my life, changed my projection, my direction in life. And to a large extent, there is no part of the world where my name is mentioned that is not mentioned for excellence and integrity and productivity. And if you have attended this school, that is what the minimum I expect from you. I expect you to be a global citizen, somebody that will be known all over the world. I expect you to be an intelligent person. There is no nation I have been to where I have met any race where somebody has intimidated me with knowledge. There's none of my mates that I have met from any part of the world that has intimidated me with anything. And if you have schooled under me, some of you will stay with me here for up to 16 years. Some of you will stay with me here for up to 6 years. And if I cannot affect your life positively, then something is wrong with you. Because our purpose of running this school is not to just make money. I don't collect any money here for myself. Whatever is generated here is used to run this place and expand the vision. One of you here can change the story of this school. You do well. You can build hostels for us. You can build buy buses for us. So that's why we are taking pains to make sure that you are decent human beings. I've just read from the Bible that do not be taken captive by hollow philosophies. Philosophies that have no substance. Philosophies that are empty. Thought processes of men based on tradition. And Valentine celebration is one of such deceptive philosophies that is holding young men and women captive. And I will explain to you. A man called Emperor Claudius II executed 2 men, both of them named Valentine, on February 14th, 2 different years apart, in the 3rd century. But before then, there was a feast celebrated February 13th to February 15th by the Romans. It is called the Feast of Lupercalia. Feast of Lupercalia. It was a feast based on the imagery of a fox, lupus. So it was an idolatrous festival. So if you are celebrating Valentine, it's a festival that originated from idol worship. The Feast of Lupercalia. Let me quickly talk about Valentine. The so-called Valentine that you people think was a man of love, there are 3 of them. 2 of them were Europeans, 1 was an African. And so, when you study what those Valentines did that made them to be crucified, it was not sex. It was not boyfriend, girlfriend. It was responsibility to humanity. Today's generation want to be celebrities without responsibility. I am celebrated wherever I go to, not because I have won election, not because I'm a rich man, but because I have contributed to the development of the mindset of the African. Any part of the world. They call me from any part of the world. They call me from Greece, they call me from Holland, they call me from Germany. They called me from all parts of the world to ask me questions. Like the broadcast I did this morning, 12 million people listened to it. And people were calling me all over this morning when I talked about ritual killing. And They commend what I do. It is responsibility that makes you a celebrity. Today in your generation, dirty women who are so-called celebrities that play music you don't understand. Most of the music you people dance to, all those Yoruba music, whether they are abusing your father, you don't know. You don't know. You just dance because they are not dancing to the flesh, because stupid people like entertainment. Reasonable people like commitment and responsibility. If you see any person that likes, when music is playing, even in church, you won't see the rich man dancing, then they will do shaku. Have you seen a rich man in church? Dance, and then they will do shaku. Is that one that has not paid house rent? That one that is depending on church to feed him? That will always sweat. He will come to the front of the church. Shaku. Monkey. If you see a rich man in church, if he's dancing, he dances very calmly. A poor person is unnecessarily excited. That's why they play their music loud. Anything poor man is doing is excess. I've told you that when a poor man wants to eat, he eats over. When he wants to put toothpaste on toothbrush, he will put it from the beginning to the end. Excess. So, the rich people have discovered that for you to make money, you must hype something for poor people to follow. Christmas is hype. Easter is hyped. And what is it called? Valentine is hyped. What do I mean by hype? If you go to any lounge, there's one close to me. VSOP, ameno, dorime. You get money. Champagne, blood purifier. That's the way the civil servant, you know they do dorime. If they own lapo, you know they do dorime. You get money, now your papa money. Stupid generation. Senseless generation. The hype man is a poor man. The maximum they pay is 30,000 naira per show. Poor, dirty human beings will hype you to buy drinks and spend your money. So, the Catholic Church discovered that I respect the Catholic Church for one thing, in the sense that they wanted to win the people. And so if there was anything distracting the people, they Christianized it, so that the people can have a sense of being and they can retain. Because in those days, kingship and bishopric, they were fused together. If you want to rule a man, you control his mind. And so, February 13th to February 15th was a festival in Rome called Lupercalia. Somebody say Lupercalia. Lupercalia. During that festival, the men sacrificed a goat and a dog. Imagine the two animals, goat, dog. Goat for stupidity, rascality, dog for sexual promiscuity. And they will now make whips from the skin of the goat. And then the men will get drunk and even be naked. Then they have brainwashed the women. Everything you see in this world is brainwashing. Anything you listen to, if you can't verify it from the Bible, be very careful. They brainwashed the women in those days in Rome that if they use the skin of the goat to flog the women, that they will become fertile, that they will become pregnant. You see, womanhood suffers in humanity. So women will now line up to be flogged. Like as some of them line up in front of a hotel close to me to be flogged. A man having sex with you is flogging you. Is desecrating you. Is polluting you. Is destroying you. It's making you lose your respect. Let me quickly say this before I continue. classmates gathered, I found out that no person married the person he slept with in secondary school or dated, even in the university. Every other person married somebody else. So at this age bracket, if you allow yourself to be useless, to be spoiled, to be desecrated, polluted by one stupid young man, he will leave you and go and marry another girl in future. Are you with me? So don't be the fool. Don't be the waste material. I married my own. I will be married for 37 years. But she finished school of nursing before I married her. I didn't impregnate her in secondary school. So, your womanhood has been the object of the reduction of the value of God in man. And so, they will line up, they will flog them, the men will remain naked. Some of them, they will get drunk, they will be naked in the feast of Lupercalia, which has turned to Valentine. There will be so much nakedness on the 14th. There will be so many girls lined up to be spoiled. And then they will now put the names of the girls in a container. And then they will ballot. If you pick the name of any girl, you took that girl home and had sex with that girl. For as long as two of you are willing to have sex, there was no love associated with it. There was no responsibility associated with it. It was just lust, paganism, and cruelty to womanhood. When I see young girls on TikTok open their breasts, open their buttocks, in fact, TikTok, the good components should be retained, but any stupid talk, you get breasts, you get yash, you don't get fine face, you'll be white material, you'll be white material. Which tailor will sew you? If you be material when they don't wash, you don't tear, who go sew you? Now your mama go sew you. You white material, you be white material. Your mama carry yash, what do yash do for her? The white material, you be white material. Stupidity at its peak. Are you following what I'm saying? So they will now ballot and pick any woman and carry that woman home and have sex. So there's going to be a lot of sex on the 14th, but no love, no respect, no relationship. It's just entertainment, no future. You have a choice to make. I have a responsibility to teach you. We had one young girl here who was very religious, but just before she finished, she ran away with a man. I'm not the one suffering it. She's the one going to suffer it. She's the one going to carry babies. Young girl, do you know what you're going to face? Do you know what marriage is? Go and ask your mother. If many of our mothers can leave marriage, they will have left. You will wash clothes, you will cook, you will dress baby, you will dress bed, you will go to work as the same work your husband went to. You will close, and the man will be watching television, you will be cooking. Then at night, baby will cry. Do you know what pregnancy is? In the first few weeks of pregnancy, you will be vomiting, the idiot will be drinking beer. Then that rascal is deposited in your belly. When he reaches 7 to 8 months, he will make like this inside, like his father. He will stay in one place. And the other stupid man will be eating barbecue fish. But there is somebody moving inside you. Do you know what labor is? To labor is like defecating a bottle of Gulda. It's like, if you see a woman in labor, there's no sophistication. I wanted to take one woman's labor in those days. Oh, I want Professor so. And she said, when the head of the baby started coming, she was the one begging me, Doctor, come on, come on. Doctor, come on, be outside. Maybe with a side chick. I think we need to sit men down in Africa and talk to men so that we can raise responsible men, raise a responsible generation of men. I take my wife's deliveries. I bath her after the delivery. I napkin babies. I bath babies. I've raised a generation of bearded, stupid people with hair like periwinkle on their heads, whose boxers show because they don't have time to tie a belt. We are raising a generation that will be so wasted. It's as if we didn't have children in this generation. When you see a man who can't comb his hair, know that he's a fool. When you see a man whose trousers can't be on his waist, know that he's a dog. So that immediately he pulls the boxer, he's already active, fool. When you see a man wearing the earring, you know that he's not ready to be a man. Am I talking to somebody here? Yes. We need to sit down and raise men. Men who will be men who will tie their belts, and their wives will respect them. So they will carry the women, sleep with them, no bride price paid, no permission taken from the father, just sleep. That's why all the music you listen to, all the ones you listen to from all those young musicians, I don't want to call their names so that they won't sue me. Everything is about sex. Banana, cucumber, bola. Stupid, mad generation. Mad, I'm using your language. I know you people, you are not saints. Mad, crazy generation in backward African nations. Poor African nations. They are imitating Americans who have social security. Now, so this festival continued and continued. Later, a pope called Gelasius I, now mixed the festival I mentioned earlier on, the Lupercalia festival, now mixed it with the execution of the two Valentines. You see, why history and religion is wicked. When they mention Valentine, they don't mention the black man there. They know that anything that is associated with white man, stupid black man will adore it. Stupid black man will run after it. I brought you here to raise you so that you won't be a stupid African. You'll be an African that uses his brain. You'll be an African that has value for your color. You'll be an African anywhere you go to in the world that somebody will respect you. That a white man just brought a stupid culture, a stupid tradition, Valentine. Who will be my Valentine? Monkey. Stupid human beings. I'm using this word because this generation is mad. How can you remove your mother's eyes to make money? Somebody's wife delivered twins. He stole one of the babies to go and sell. Your own child. A family somewhere agreed to use one of the younger children to do blood money. Some parents send their children to HK to go and learn how to do Yahoo fraud. Now you are made buy motor for your mama, you buy for your papa. Education is a scam. It's a brainwashing that dollars, people who couldn't do well in life have conditioned you to become. The day you will know education is a scam is when you want to write statement in the police station. You start spying somebody's phone. Your own case was that of house rent. You are spying somebody who was writing a statement for murder child. You will die fully dead. One of these boys wrote on his signboard, "We sell wines. We sell wines." You don't get money, you don't speak English. Until Raymond, my former, if you don't know the correct thing, then you should not be in this school. You better pack your bag and go. Until Raymond went and told him, "We sell wines." He said, "Okay, thank you." All his money bowed down to education. Education is a scam. It's when you start calling, "Doctor, come." Education is a scam. When they want to lock you and your lawyer needs to come and defend you. Education is a scam. When you go to a bank to come write 1,252,000 naira, you'll be writing 1 million, you're spelling like millipede. They pay me to talk. They pay me to talk. They put me in the best hotels in this country to give lectures. They pay me to talk. I've proven that education is not a scam. No Yahoo boy can intimidate me with anything. Anything. And by the time they are going mad from smoking conch, from smoking loud, from drinking tramadol, rofinol, I will still be healthy, enjoying my wealth with my grandchildren. One of them killed 8 people recently. Near Ikibo. Hit 8 people. His stupid girlfriend died, he did not die. Some of you, because you are used to Okada, when you just see the GLK that they use for taxi in Germany, you just see Lexus 350. You go and carry that your long hair that is reaching your waist. Recently, I started seeing women wearing one round cap. I thought all of them had came to Aladura. They wear, I said, but Aladura is white. Every idiot that has not passed school certificate is carrying one thing on his head, on her head, moving like what animal is that? Just moving like that. Until I learned that it is this grass you tie on your head with half credit. When you get 1 credit in 2 cities, it's half credit. The thing will reach the legs, but that person has nothing in the brain. What happened here? Oh, one vehicle was coming, another one was waiting. Bro! Illiteracy with difference. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Pope Galatians the first now amalgamated Valentine Day with Lupercalia, fuse them together to expel, to fuse them together so that it can remove the pagan ritual. But whether you wear a pig, a coat, you wear a pig, agbada, a pig is a pig. Valentine celebration was like a pig that they changed his clothes. Now, it was much later that they started printing cards, Valentine cards, in 1913 in the United States. So they wanted to commercialize it. Valentine is commercial, Christmas is commercial, Easter is commercial. They just want you to spend money, and sometimes some of these celebrations have devilish inclinations to make you sin against God. To smoke, to have sex, to drink, to even steal. Now, it has become big business. Excuse me. In 2021, 17.6 billion. 17.6 billion was spent on Valentine. Did you hear me well? 17.6 billion. $17.6 billion was spent on Valentine. This year, okay, take this, they will hear me. This year alone, I hope you can hear me. Yeah. This year, I said last year, $17.6 billion. $17.6 billion was spent on Valentine. Are you listening to me? $1 is maybe 500 naira. Multiply 17.6 by 500. That is if we pump that money into girl child education, we will produce more intelligent and educated girls out of womanhood from the third world. If we pump $17.something billion to eradicating disease from Africa, we will be healthy. If we pump 17 point something billion dollars to building universities in Africa, our lives will change. This year, they are going to spend, is projected to spend 18.6 billion. 18.6 billion will be spent on Valentine. Somebody say 18.6 billion.
18.6 billion.
Tell your neighbor, I will not join this madness. Now listen and listen well. You know the spirit of poverty. The spirit of poverty is to pretend to be what you are not. Valentine Day, maybe one SS3 boy is dating JSS3. Monkey. Somebody who is still living in the father's house. And the kind of girl that will agree to that is the one whose father has not paid school fees. Listen and listen well. A girl made first class in engineering. They gave her a job in the United States, in Nigeria here. She didn't go to private university. A northern girl made first class in mathematics in Ahmed Bello University, a Muslim girl. Another girl made first class. Now listen. Justice Odili, the daughter was sworn in as a judge or one thing in Abuja. You. Face here. Nice. Your head like Lupakesia. Hey, you bushman, face me. Odili's daughter was sworn in as a judge in Abuja. Another of the daughters was sworn in as a judge in Rivers State. The children of the rich girls are managing their lives and marrying well and occupying positions of prominence. It's the daughters of the poor that want to pretend as if they are sophisticated, do guide to attract boys and then get pregnant halfway and end halfway. A poor person and a stupid person always pretends to either know or have. I will tell you this story and I'm gone. They built a bridge in South America. And in 1888, they said that if you wear shoes across the bridge, you will pay. Because they wanted to tax only the rich people. The place is Curacao, I can't remember the name. But it's C-U-C-O-A. They said, if you wear shoes across the bridge, you will pay for the bridge. So you know what the rich people do? The rich people remove their shoes. When they will carry back, when they get to the bridge, they will remove their shoes, put it inside their bag, trek across. They didn't pay. You know what poor people did? Poor people started borrowing shoes to wear across the bridge so that they won't think that they are poor. And as a result, the poor that they wanted to help were the ones who paid for the bridge. I come from a very poor background. When I saw the children of the rich, I knew what made their fathers who they were. I knew it was education. So I faced academics. Listen, that girl, what they want to create in your mind is that you are not beautiful. And for you to prove that you are beautiful is to make men come around you. To make one boy come around you. In the process, you will end up like where you came from. Research has shown that if your mother got pregnant without being properly married, there are 67% of the chances that you will also get pregnant without being married. So as you are now, you can affect your own children. They will tell you, boy, you are not smart, you don't have girlfriend. Stupidity. You will now want to go and prove yourself by having a girlfriend. When the consequences will come, you don't know, you can't carry it. My prayer for you is that you will not end up halfway. Amen. My prayer for you is that you will not be used as a ritual. Amen. Because all these words, love, love, what is love? Rubbish. There's nothing like love. I love you. I love you. Let one of your legs cut off now. The moves come again. It is responsibility that sustains a relationship. And if somebody is responsible, he should make sure he does not stop your academics. He does not make you become stagnated halfway. The next thing is respect. I respect myself. I don't follow women. I don't commit adultery. I respect myself. I can't open my zip for any woman. No woman is worth it. Open me, Dr. Apoki. I'm too much for that. Somebody I don't know, whether she brushes her mouth, I go and kiss. God forbid nonsense. I respect myself. I'm a very proud man. I respect myself. So I don't commit adultery. I've seen the most beautiful women. I've gone to the end of the world. I've seen beautiful women in Australia. I get tempted, but I respect myself. I get tempted. That your hormones, when you reach 16, 17, 13, nowadays 13, your body is desiring the opposite sex. Respect yourself. You don't eat anytime you are hungry. Respect yourself. Even at this age, I get tempted, but I respect myself. I'm a responsible man. If I sleep with any of my teachers, she will not respect me again. If I sleep with any woman, she will put me on social media. If I sleep with any woman, I will lose my integrity. So I respect myself. Women flock around me. Women follow me. I went to South Africa to preach. As I was preaching, the power of God moved. Go, go. People were falling down. Group, group. When I finished, one woman just came to me. Oh, men of God, that was a good one. You know, because I'm funny, some women think I'm stupid. She just carried 2 nuclear reactors on her chest. Just used them to hug me. Hey, I didn't shout blood of Jesus. My chest was hot for 3 days.